On August 26, 2018, Katz made headlines when he participated in a video game tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, and opened fire, killing 2 people and wounding several others before taking his own life. But who was David Katz and what led him to commit this act of violence? Stay tuned. We will delve into the life of David Katz and the events leading up to the shooting. We will also explore the aftermath of the tragedy and the ongoing debate surrounding mental health and gun control. Welcome, this is Crime Recall. So let's start at the beginning. Who was David Katz? Katz, who was 24 years old at the time of the shooting, was a skilled esports player and had won multiple tournaments for the game Madden NFL. He was known in the gaming community by his gamertag Bread, and had a reputation for being competitive and intense. He wore the same blank expression whether he won or lost. Those who knew Katz also described him as being socially awkward and struggling with mental health issues. Prior to the shooting, he had reportedly been receiving treatment for depression and had a history of erratic behavior. Some who knew him said that they had noticed a change in his behavior in the weeks leading up to the shooting. Despite his challenges, Katz had found success in the world of esports and was well respected within the gaming community. So what led to the tragic events of August 26th? The events leading up to the shooting. On the day of the shooting, Katz was participating in a Madden NFL tournament at a gaming bar in Jacksonville, Florida. Witnesses reported that he seemed agitated and had gotten into an argument with other gamers earlier in the day. Some speculated that the argument may have been related to the tournament, as Katz was known for being competitive and intense. However, it is also possible that the argument may have stemmed from other issues or conflicts. Regardless of the cause, it is clear that Katz was feeling distressed and may have been struggling to cope with his emotions. Unfortunately, it is not uncommon for individuals with mental health issues to have difficulty regulating their emotions and managing conflicts. This could sometimes lead to explosive or violent behavior, especially if they do not have access to proper support and resources. In the case of David Katz, it is possible that his mental health issues played a role in the shooting. However, it is important to note that the exact motivations behind his actions may never be fully understood. Katz snapped after losing the tournament in Jacksonville, killing 2 players and injuring 11 others before killing himself.
What are you shooting with?
On the streaming service Twitch, a live stream from the tournament captured audio of the chaos that ensued. Look at the red dot on a player's clothing, which appears to be a laser. That player was later identified as Elijah Clayton, known as True 818, Elijah Clayton, 22, and Taylor Robertson, 27, were identified as the victims. Additional footage from the livestream appeared to show what sounded like gunfire before the stream abruptly ended. Esports can attract large crowds. More than 20,000 people attended a match at Brooklyn's Barclays Center the month prior. Inside Edition spoke with esports expert Rod Bresley about the growing popularity of esports.
You will find enormous stadiums with people sold out, filled to the brim, watching their favorite players just like you would in traditional sports. They want to watch the best players in the world.
In the aftermath of the tragedy, some criticized the organizers of the gaming tournament for not having proper security measures in place. However, it is worth noting that Katz had passed a background check and was legally allowed to purchase the handgun that he used in the shooting. This raises important questions about gun control and whether individuals with mental health issues should be allowed to purchase firearms. Debates surrounding gun control and mental health. In the aftermath of the shooting at the Madden NFL tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, the case of David Katz has reignited debates surrounding gun control and mental health. On the one hand, some argue that stricter gun control laws could have prevented the tragedy. Katz had purchased a handgun legally and passed a background check, but his mental health issues and history of erratic behavior raised questions about whether he should have been allowed to purchase a firearm. Advocates for stricter gun control laws argue that individuals with a history of mental illness should be prohibited from purchasing firearms, as they may be more likely to use them in a violent manner. they point to research showing that individuals with mental illness are more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators, but also acknowledge that a small minority do commit violent acts. On the other hand, others argue that gun control laws would not have necessarily prevented the shooting. As Katz was able to obtain a firearm legally, they argue that the focus should instead be on addressing mental health issues and providing better support and resources for those who are struggling. There is no denying that mental health is a complex and multifaceted issue, and addressing it will require a variety of approaches. However, it is clear that more needs to be done to support individuals with mental health issues and to prevent tragedies like this from happening in the future. Moving forward. In the years since the shooting at the Madden NFL tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, the case of David Katz has continued to spark debates and discussions about mental health and gun control. So where do we go from here? How can we prevent tragedies like this from happening in the future? One important step is to address the stigma surrounding mental health and encouraging more open and honest discussions about it. Too often, those who are struggling with mental health issues feel ashamed or afraid to seek help, which can prevent them from getting the support and resources they need. We must work to create a society that is more compassionate and understanding of mental health issues, and that provides more support and resources for those who are struggling. This can include things like increasing access to mental health services, improving insurance coverage for mental health treatment, and providing more education and awareness about mental health. At the same time, it is also important to address gun control and work towards laws and policies that can help prevent violent acts like this from occurring. This can include things like implementing stricter background checks and prohibiting individuals with a history of mental illness from purchasing firearms. Ultimately, addressing mental health and gun control will require a multifaceted approach that involves a range of stakeholders, including policymakers, healthcare professionals, community leaders, and the general public. It will take time and effort, but it is a necessary and important step towards creating a safer and more compassionate society. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. If you enjoy this content, then please give this video a like and hit the subscribe button.